The airport went silent. Security guards stood frozen as a man in uniform clutched a folded flag to his chest. Tears ran down his face, but his voice was calm as steady, the kind of tone only a Marine could hold. "I'm not leaving this plane," he said. "Not until he's home." The airline supervisor crossed her arms, ready to argue until the pilot himself stepped out of the cockpit, saluted, and whispered, "Ma'am, that man's carrying a hero. He doesn't need a boarding pass. He's already paid in blood." No one in that terminal could have predicted what happened next: a single father, a fallen soldier, and a nation that almost forgot what honor truly meant. The morning sun barely touched the horizon when Danny Brooks stood at the military hangar, his hands trembling around a simple wooden box wrapped in the American flag. Inside it rested the remains of Corporal Tyler Reed, his best friend, his brother-in-arms, and the man who had saved his life overseas. Danny, a Marine veteran and single father, had been chosen to escort Tyler home to his family in Kansas. It was an honor he never wanted, but one he owed. His 7-year-old daughter, Emma, stood beside him holding a small teddy bear. "Daddy, is he the man who helped you when you got hurt?" she asked softly. Danny nodded, eyes wet. "Yeah, baby. He's the reason I came back home to you." They walked together toward the airport, the flag-draped casket ahead of them. Danny had done this before for others, but never for someone so close. When they reached the terminal, Danny approached the check-in counter. The young employee behind the desk smiled politely, unaware of what he carried. "Sir, I'm sorry, but we can't allow the casket in the cargo bay until clearance is signed by corporate. You'll need to wait 3 hours for authorization." Danny took a deep breath. "Ma'am, this isn't just cargo. That's a Marine who gave everything. We're taking him home today." The woman frowned. "Sir, it's company policy." He clenched his jaw. "And mine is to never leave a brother behind." The situation escalated when security was called. Travelers gathered, whispering. Emma clutched his hand tightly, scared by the rising voices. "I'm escorting a fallen soldier," Danny said, his voice echoing through the terminal. "You want to delay that? Then you tell his mother why." The airline supervisor, a cold, efficient-looking woman, approached. "Sir, this behavior is unacceptable. You can't raise your voice here." Danny's eyes burned. "Ma'am, I've buried men who couldn't raise theirs ever again. So forgive me if I'm not quiet when someone disrespects their sacrifice." A murmur spread through the crowd. A man in a business suit stood up. "He's right." Another traveler added, "Let him through." Soon, dozens of passengers were clapping. Emma tugged on her dad's sleeve, whispering, "Daddy, everyone's watching." Danny knelt, pressing her small hand over his heart. "Then let's show them what honor looks like, sweetheart." Suddenly, a voice came from behind the crowd, calm but powerful. "Maureen." The airline staff turned as the pilot, wearing full uniform, approached. He saluted Danny. "I heard what's going on. You're not waiting another minute. That soldier boards this plane with you first." The supervisor hesitated. "Captain, you don't have the authority." The pilot cut her off sharply. "Try to stop me, and I'll personally report you to the Department of Defense liaison. That's my brother out there." Applause erupted. The crowd moved aside as the casket, draped in red, white, and blue, was carried forward with full respect. Danny held his head high, hand over his heart. As they boarded, passengers stood in silence, no phones, no chatter. Just a sea of hands over hearts as the flag passed by. Even Emma stood tall, whispering, "Thank you, Uncle Tyler." Midway through the flight, the cabin was quiet. No one slept. No one dared. Danny sat near the cargo hold, staring out the window, lost in memories. He remembered the firefight, the explosion, Tyler pushing him away and taking the hit meant for him. His last words still echoed in Danny's mind. "You've got a daughter waiting. Go home, brother. Go home." A flight attendant gently approached. "Sir, the passengers want to do something. Would it be okay if we said a few words before landing?" Danny nodded silently. Moments later, the captain's voice came over the intercom. "Ladies and gentlemen, we have a hero aboard. In our cargo hold lies the body of Corporal Tyler Reed, United States Marine Corps. And escorting him home is his brother-in-arms, Sergeant Daniel Brooks." The plane fell into complete silence. Even the engines seemed to soften. The captain continued, voice breaking slightly. "This isn't just another flight. It's a journey of honor. So before we land, I ask that we all take a moment for every name, every soul, every flag folded for someone's son or daughter." When the plane landed, hundreds of people had gathered at the airport gates. Word had spread through social media, news crews were already there. Veterans, families, children, all standing with small flags in hand. As the casket was carried out, everyone stood. No one moved, no one spoke. Even the airline supervisor from earlier stood among them, tears streaming down her face. She approached Danny quietly. "Sir, I'm so sorry for how I treated you earlier. I didn't understand." Danny looked at her kindly. "Most people don't. But thank you for standing here now." Emma held his hand, looking up at the flag-covered casket. "Daddy, he's home now, right?" Danny smiled through his tears. "Yeah, sweetheart. He's home." Later that day, as the sun set over the Kansas fields, Danny handed the folded flag to Tyler's mother. Her trembling hands held it close to her heart. She looked at Danny, voice trembling. "He always said you were his brother. I'm glad he wasn't wrong." Danny saluted her, whispering, "Ma'am, he'll always be my brother." When he turned to leave, Emma ran up to him. "Daddy, can I carry the flag next time?" He paused, kneeling down. "Let's hope there isn't a next time, baby. But if there is, I'll be proud to see you do it." As they walked away, the wind carried the soft rustle of the flag and the sound of a nation remembering what true respect looks like.